to go back to what you were talking about with the 2K League, and you mentioned how basketball has grown into essentially a 12-month-a-year sport.
For me, a 2K Esports League just makes sense. It fits into that. I think people love the players. I think they care about these athletes, just in basketball, so much more than the other sports. And for me, it's really gratifying because I've loved basketball my whole life. And for a while there, when I grew up as a kid, they would tape delay in the finals, and it was like the second-tier league. And now to see how popular it is and how much people love it, it's just, I feel like I was in early. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, when Magic Johnson is a rookie and starting at center, Game 6 in Philadelphia, yes.
And it was tape delayed.
And it was tape delayed.
My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston. And I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game for me. And it's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Esports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
Yeah, right.
They
care about it.
They care about it, and they have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox
stuff.
with me,
right.
with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online, and this is what they're doing all day.
Tatum against Gibson. Back to Walker. Will it go? And no good that time.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple of years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players,
and still stay competitive.
Build
so
nucleus.
They get the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what we have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
A floater, it's deflected, and so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Here's Wanamaker. Wade is covering. Lock at 6. Walker the pass to Wanamaker. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's the 3. Offensive rebound. Now the pass to Smooth. Ball's knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Celtics trail by 16. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Black Hole. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Seconds left here in the first quarter. Now Walker from deep three-point range. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. The away team up. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach Brad Stevens.
Our relationship started.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Hayward. Williams is out there with Ojeleye. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Wanamaker in at the 2 spot. From deep, Walker. The rebound by Gibson.
Yeah, they showed effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Big Smooth, the pass to Smooth. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And
There's nothing anonymous about it.
No. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I really care
Our
about
name is attached to it.
Yeah. I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. From deep. There's the triple. The rebound by the Celtics.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough, especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know, you're out there, you're playing this game right now. They tend to think the league started when Kobe showed up and that the 90s and the 80s didn't happen. I sense a real resentment from the younger fans with the LeBron versus MJ thing because LeBron's their guy. They get to watch LeBron. They don't want to hear that MJ is better than them, so they twist for LeBron and the way things are now.
But what about like the Oscar Robertson, the Elgin Baylors, and we talked about my goodness, you talk about some of these players. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Oh!
I think part of what hurts is people can go on YouTube and watch some of the older stuff. Nobody's playing.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Kemba Walker. Just 5 to shoot. And Wanamaker hits it to go. Wanamaker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking for the 3-point shot for some extra offense.
And Bill, when you yourself get out on the court, is there a play you try to channel or emulate, try to visualize in your mind?
You mean when I'm playing pickup?
Yes.
Oh, now, at this point in my life, it's Davis Bertans. Is that how you say his name?
Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans?
Yes. What a great stroke.
I emulate all stretch fours.
Yes.
That's the way I run from 3-point line to 3-point line.
You stay in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Don't tangle up inside.
My free throw attempts are 0 because I don't go to the line.
Just fire away.
And I want you to know I'm there to make an open jump shot. And don't ask me to do anything else, please. I'll send some pics.
Yeah. You do a great You're a great pick and roll.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Checked in for Williams. Jason Tatum comes in for Semi Ojeleye. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. Here's Fall. And Kanter pulls it down. It's stolen by Wade. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Encouraging to see Kanter trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
Here's Boston now. A 14-2 run over the last bit. Here's Walker. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. On 0-2 from deep early in the second. No good that time. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Pass to Kanter. Now here's Walker. Tight defense on him. Back to Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
Understanding how to play pick and roll is so crucial to a big man. Kanter with a nice roll.
1:24 left in the first half of the game. Bill, we so appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us. Always feels like there's so much more to talk about, which means we got to get you back here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, Doris, you read most reporters, they try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Celtics making a switch here. Tice is checked in. Right side Tatum. Clock at 4. Pass to Tice. From deep. Walker. Gonna go that time.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And so it's Walker with it who brings it up for Boston. A 12-point game. Now, here's Tice. He's tightly guarded. Outside Tatum. Passes it to Tice. From deep, Walker. Again, the miss by Walker.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Fall, defended by Tice. And here's Tatum for 3. And so it's the visiting team up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey, everybody, checking out the visiting team. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards.
And that should...
Welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. You know, Flash has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone, and welcome back as we get going again here at 2K Sports. Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Houdini is out there with the great one. Then there's Flash. Then there's Smooth. And it's Wade in at the 2-guard. And Walker kicks to Tatum. Wade against Smart. Doris, who are some of your favorite players to interact with, interview, question as you go through the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys. I think, you know, certain people really give a lot of thought to their answers. So a Kyrie Irving, he wants to explain what he's thinking. He's willing to share and take a moment and consider the question. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, all of these guys, when I ask a question, Kev, they'll pause for a moment, consider the question, and then respond. And for somebody who's got to interview, there's nothing greater than having those guys willing to take some time with me.
Doris, you always get great answers from them, too. So there's a great rapport there, I can see. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
In that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard.
That's got to be a little bit deflating to the defense, guys. Getting kicked when you're down. My goodness.
This is to Beasley. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And the Celtics looking to bounce back and make another deep playoff run.
And I think, Greg, they certainly have the talent to do it. This is a team that remains on the upswing. They have draft picks and assets. I think they are well positioned for the future.
Here's Smooth. Hangs home the trifecta. Smooth's got 9.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Tatum on the wing. Shoots from 12. Here's Cantor. And he banks in the lane. 6 points for him.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
And Frank Vogel wants a timeout. Boston making some changes. Robert Williams comes in for Michael Beasley. And Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Jason Tatum. Gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Black hole. And Gibson, here we go. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. The pass to Kanter. Hayward kicks to Cantor. The Celtics working the ball around now. Smart misses. Gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. King, that's good.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Out of bounds, Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. Daniel Tice is checked in for Cantor. To the paint. Smart passes to Tice. The high post shot. That's good on the jump shot.
Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Lets it go. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And here we have a rundown of the players you don't want on you when you're putting up a shot. The leaders in blocks over the last month. You look at the monster, an intimidating defender, 3rd in the league. And, of course, Houdini. He can also get after it. Such a great shot blocker.
I mean, those two have been playing some special low-post defense. And a lot of the shots I've seen them sliding away aren't easy to get to. The defense there got away with a major lapse.
King, the pass to Black hole. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see. Oh, great ball movement there.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
Semi Ojeleye is checked in for Boston. It's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. Tice kicks to Ojeleye. 1:10 left to play in the 3rd. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Celtics now, being 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Smart passes to Tice. Up and in on the way. Tice has got his second basket of the game.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and it's blocked. Here's Fall. 8 points for him. Big smooth. Fall passes to Fresh. Launches it. Buries it from three-point range. King's got 9 points now in the quarter.
He is in a zone right now. Every three he puts up seems to be going down.
From deep three-point range, and at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Games like this, you find out what you can take with you, right? So no matter what, we come all the way back and get over the top. That's great, okay? But we're taking something from this.
And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. We've got Daniel Tice. Ojale is out there with Williams. Then there's Edwards. And it's Wanamaker in at the two-guard spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Pass to Flash. The tray. They get it back. Five on the clock. Pass to Insen. Shoots the three. Here's Houdini. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Now here's Edwards. Defense right on him. Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking today, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship ring. Think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin. And the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell. In no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Langford's checked in for Daniel Tice. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Here's Wanamaker inside. Here's Williams, and the slam by Williams.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg? How with that emphatic slam.
You know, but at this level, almost any guy can throw it down on you if you leave him wide open.
Stripped it away. Pushing it up. Here's Flash. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stop.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Edwards passes to Langford. To the middle. Here's Williams. It's blocked. And here's the break. Here's Flash. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Here's Wanamaker, and they get it. It's tipped. They retain possession. Now here's Edwards. He's covered closely. Williams, that's good.
Work that one inside nicely.
Gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reach the fourth quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. On Wednesday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks. Then on Thursday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets.
And that matchup against the Sixers, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Here's Wanamaker. Outside Williams. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Wanamaker. He can't get it to go.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Ogilvy kicks to Williams. Here's Wanamaker. Knocks down the step back J.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Wade from outside, and he's good on the 3-ball. Wade's got 6 here in this quarter.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Passes it to Wanamaker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oh! Boom! He jams it straight down.
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Now, here's Langford. Wade is covered. Langford misses on 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Boy, that's a backbreaker. Takes it right into the rim and extends their lead.
You want to make sure your opponent knows they have absolutely 0 chance of a comeback, and nice finish by him.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Daniel Tice comes in for Williams, and it's Edwards in for Brad Wanamaker. Here's Langford, and no good. The try spell continuing for him. And that one is stuffed right through.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
That one drops for him.
Not lacking any confidence down there. Just give Langford the ball and let him do his thing.
Count that one.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
The pass to Ojal. Now here's Edwards. Not a lot of room. That one off the back iron and out. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
From deep, buries the long-range jumper.
I tell you, he's making everything he looks at tonight. He should be their #1 option on every possession.
Now, here's Langford. The visiting club takes the win on the road. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony.